Hi, love. Good morning. If you're like me this morning, you might be a little tired. I am. You may be tired of thinking, I'm a single dad. How can I raise these beautiful young women that are coming up? What can I teach them? Can I do what's necessary to make sure they are adequately prepared for what's ahead while keeping them safe? You're tired of trying to figure out, how am I going to pay the light bill and the water bill and still keep food on the table? You're tired of going to the store and paying $5 to $7 for eggs and watching others make decisions that negatively impact those who are barely making it to begin with. You're probably tired of waking up every day trying to figure out if the lights are going to be home when you get home this afternoon. You're tired of trying to stay calm when you're dealing with your kids, yet they're pushing you to try to take them to the ring. You are tired of working 9 to 5 every day during the week and sometimes on weekend and holidays, only to know that the person that you're working for cares more about the bottom line than they do about their front line. You're tired of trying to pretend, God, this is all right, and I'm just going to praise my way through it, knowing that at any minute you feel like you might crack. You're tired of waiting for the business that you've been promised would be successful to actually reach success. You're tired of watching those around you bury people far too soon, and you're tired of having to watch them hurt in the process. You're tired of going to chemo, radiation, for your dialysis treatments, or all of these things 3 to 4 times a week. You're tired of watching yet another news broadcast or coverage in the media of another senseless act of violence that was based solely on something none of us can change, the color of someone's skin or their religion. Really? You're tired of walking around and watching people hating on each other and saying negative things about whether somebody belongs in this country or not. You're tired of sitting in meetings and watching people belittle other people simply because they're not in the club or they're not in the clique or they shouldn't be promoted because of their belief or how they identify. You're tired. I'm tired. I had this conversation with God this morning. How much more of this do we really need to take? How much more do we need to handle? I am tired. And he's a big God. He was able to handle all of my complaints and my rants and my raves in that moment. And he listened in that moment. You know what I'm talking about if you're tired like me, right? But in that moment, all I kept hearing was, come to me, those who are tired and need rest. I can do it for you. I can give you the rest. I can handle your burdens. Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Don't give me the church version of you're okay. Be honest with me is what he wants. He wants us to tell him the truth about how we're feeling. It's only in that honest moment that he can come through and handle some things for us. I'm believing him to do that. Does it look like it's going to happen today? Not at this moment. Not at this moment. It doesn't look like everything's going to pan out, and those who are making horrible decisions on behalf of, so they say, others, and trying to do what's best for us are still being allowed to do so. Is it going to happen right now? I don't know. Is it going to be a better decision for you by 3 p.m. if you're a single dad or a single mom? I don't know. Is the business going to get the call today that it needs or the contract that it needs to help propel it to the next level? I don't know. But I do know he said, give it to him. I do know he said those who are tired will have rest. I do know that he said that we can rest in his care and under his wings. And in the midst of all this foolishness, I think that is the safest place to be right now. As I'm sitting here bringing my mom for her physical therapy that she does a couple of times a week, I'm going over this list again that I went over earlier at home with God, and I didn't get a response this time, or so I thought. I saw a man who, I've noticed this van many times, And I saw him get out of the van today. And I'm like, he's taking a long time to make it around that van. And then I noticed he had a walker. And I was like, oh, he's going for therapy. Maybe he just had surgery. Or then I noticed he had one leg. And the left leg was amputated. I watched as that man opened his trunk of his van, sat in the back, put his walker aside, and put together piece by piece his wheelchair. Took him about 8 to 10 minutes. In that 8 to 10 minutes, I forgot what I was ranting and raving over. And I watched him take himself and lift himself with the walker and place himself in the wheelchair and wheel himself into therapy. And in that moment, I realized there's always something to be grateful for, even though I'm still tired. I'm still tired of seeing people around me hurt, not knowing if they'll ever have the baby they want or if they will be able to keep the job they have, because there are threats of jobs being taken all around us. God reminded me to still give thanks. Yes, tell him the truth. Be honest. And tell him how you feel. He can handle it. Trust me, it's not too big for him to handle. His shoulders are broad enough to take it. He can handle our truth. But also remember to thank him for the breath I have. I have 4 working limbs. I can get around. I can see this morning. I can hear me. And you can hear me. Be grateful and thankful for that. We're still tired. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna give you the church version of anything today. We are still tired. I'm tired of things being the way they are. Yet I'm grateful that I'm here to see it. In that, be blessed.